guys, good afternoon. Maybe it's morning for you when you watch this video. However, wherever you are, however you come to this video, to this practice, welcome. And my name is Peely Bailey. I'm the owner of Essential Yoga Space, and I am excited to share with you this yoga practice. Now, what I would like to do first is to just give you a little bit of background on me. I am a yoga teacher, I am an aromatherapist with a master's in chemistry, and I love to work with people individually to help them to heal their bodies naturally using yoga and essential oils. Today we're going to use a combination of essential oils and some yoga poses to help with chronic low back pain. So if that is something that you're interested in learning more about, then you're going to want to dial in and you're going to want to really join me. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my mic pack. What I would like to know from you guys, and I guess you'll have to type it into the comments on the side, is how many of you really struggle with low back pain? The reason that I'm doing this class right now is because I want to give you some resources that you can use throughout your day whenever you're having low back pain, ways that you can relieve it for yourself. So hopefully that sounds good to you, and we can get started with that in just a moment. Before we get started though, I want to point out that I just got a phone call. So it's quite interesting when you get a phone call while you're in the middle of doing a live video. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. All right, let me pull this down so that you're able to see my setup a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And let me know if you guys can't hear me or if you need me to change anything else. So, okay. Here we are. This is our setup. And the first thing that you're going to want to have are some blankets. So you can use any blankets in your home as long as they can be supportive, and you want them to be able to open out to about this fold, okay? And then I take my blankets and I fold them over one time more. So I'm going to fold these neatly because these blankets are going to function as a support for my hips. For when we come into our seated poses, it's very important that you have some support for your hips. And also, I recommend that you have a few yoga straps with you. So have at least one. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt. You can use a beach towel. You can use anything that's long enough that you can put it over your leg and your arms can be straight and extended. And you'll see that in just a moment. All right, so in addition to having your blankets, your 2 yoga straps, I also recommend that you have 2 yoga blocks. I really like the cork blocks. They're harder, they're more supportive. You can place more of your weight on them. So I really appreciate these the most, recommend them highly. If you have wooden ones, then you can also use the wooden ones. I like these because they're slightly softer than the wooden ones, but that's also something you can use. Then I also recommend that you have some water nearby because we're exercising and it's good to hydrate. Okay. So I'm just coming over here to see if anybody has commented. So if you can see me, hear me, let me know. I would love to And I'm also fixing the light because I feel that I'm really dark over here. All right, good. So welcome again. My name is Peely Bailey. This is Essential Yoga Space, and I wanted to show you what I do when I'm suffering with chronic low back pain. If you are like me, a woman of a certain age, who has had children, and who just sometimes can wake up in the morning and you're just in pain and you don't know what you did. Why are you in pain? Who knows, right? Then this video is for you. If you're new to Essential Yoga Space, if you're new to following me, let me give you just a little bit of background on what I do. I work with people, primarily women, 40 and over, who are wanting to adopt a yoga practice and a healthy lifestyle routine to be able to meet a lot of their health needs and their health goals. So for example, I help people who are suffering with chronic back pain to feel better without having to use prescription medications or over-the-counter medications that can wreak havoc on the digestive system, the liver, or the kidneys, but they're able to use a combination of yoga, of breath work, of aromatherapy to be able to bring their body back into balance and to be able to bring relief from chronic pain. So that is what I want to share with you today, just a little bit about some of my favorite things, some of my favorite tools that I use to feel better. So I'm going to get a little bit closer to the camera so I can show you my tools. All right. So first, one of my favorite tools that I like to use is a topical lotion. This topical lotion is called Deep Blue Rub, and it is super supportive of reducing inflammation in my tight, tense muscles. It has essential oils, and a little goes a long way. Just one drop or one little dollop, like less than a dime size, is all you'll need to help with your knees. I think I'm getting comments, but I can't see them. So if you're commenting, I can't see them. I apologize, but I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. So another one that I really love to use, which is also a topical one, is this one. It's called Aroma Touch. It's a beautiful, beautiful supportive oil. It's a combination of herbaceous oils like marjoram, rosemary, basil, and then it also has some mint oils as well. Very, very supportive of pain and reducing pain in the body. Great. So let's see, the other oils that I like to use, these are actually more internal support oils. So one is yarrow palm, which is a nutritive supplement. This one really helps. It's a combination of yarrow essential oil and pomegranate seed oil. That's organic, cold pressed pomegranate seed oil. It has this beautiful blue color, and you put 2 drops under your tongue. I actually really like the taste of it. It kind of tastes like chamomile to me. The other one that I like to take a drop of is Copaiba. It's full of beta-caryophyllene, which is also a very strong pain reliever. And then turmeric. Turmeric is one that's highly recognized for its anti-inflammation properties, for its support of the digestive system. And this one is more potent than the dried herb or the dried powder that you can get of this, and the chemical constituents that you get in the oil is different from what you get in the powder, and much more potent. So 1 drop of this is all you need, and I love to make a beautiful spiced nut milk with turmeric, black pepper, cinnamon oils. And then the last but not least is the king of all oils. This is the frankincense. And if you have essential oils, then I recommend that you grab your frankincense now, because we're going to be using frankincense for the class. So like I said, I help my clients by giving them a combination of essential oils and a combination of yoga poses to help reduce inflammation in the body. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the poses that I would recommend for people who are dealing with chronic low back pain and who are tired of trying to rid it with things like over-the-counter drugs or muscle relaxers, or just lying on your back and hoping that it'll get better. All right, so let's dive in. Grab your blankets and place your blankets in the center of your mat, and then sit on your mat, crossing your shin bones in front of you, bringing your heel bones underneath your knees, and roll the shoulders back, broaden across the collarbones, lift up through the side waist. Now take your frankincense and give yourself a drop in your palm. So the frankincense that I use is a combination of different botanical species. So it's Boswellia. It's coming from the Boswellia plant family. And then there's a couple different species of frankincense that is in this combination. I know one is Cartier, and so there's a couple different Boswellia. Okay, here it is. It's Boswellia, Cartier, Sacra, and Papifera. So that's what's in here. It's a very nice combination. So what's beautiful about that, different botanical species are going to produce different chemical profiles. And by combining all of those different chemical, by combining all those different species into one nutritive oil, you're getting all of the beautiful therapeutic benefits from all the different species in one oil. So it's great. It also helps with conservation because the supply of frankincense is in high demand, and what needs to happen to the trees to get the oil can cause the frankincense trees to become over farmed, over tapped for their resin, and then we won't have frankincense for generations to come. So it's important that when you're getting your oils from a company, that you know how they're sourced, you know that they're doing it ethically, and you know that they have conservation in their plan around their harvesting and producing the oils that we have come to love and enjoy and rely on. All right, so frankincense essential oil is a powerful anti-inflammatory. It's also uplifting to the mood. It has wonderful monoterpenes like limonene, beautiful sesquiterpenes in them. Sesquiterpenes are going to be really soothing and calming and grounding. And this oil is perfect for beginning a yoga practice, because when you come to your yoga mat, often your mind gets bombarded by all kinds of things that make it difficult for you to be able to really dial in and to really be present in the moment. And so frankincense is the oil of light, the oil of truth, and it is also a oil that really helps with spiritual practices and helps with meditation and prayer and centering. So grab your frankincense, put it in your hands, and cup your hands in front of your face and breathe in. All right, so we're gonna do a short practice. I'm not gonna do everything multiple times, but just know that at any time you can pause this video and practice each pose a couple of times. In general, if I were teaching a full-length class, I would probably do each pose at least 3 times. Okay, let's begin. the hands and knees on your mat. Your hands will be underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Lift your right leg, lift your right foot up and stretch the right big toe back, laying the whole foot down, pressing through the shin bone. Now lift the left leg up. Stretch the big toe back and lengthen the shin bone all the way to the big toe and set the whole foot down. Then press the inner hands down well. Take the outer arms back towards the hips as you pull the collarbones forward, the upper back deepens in. Then press the shin bones down, taking the navel towards the spine, and feel how your low back gets a lovely stretch. Inhale and slide the right leg back, toes are on the ground. Press out through the heel bone and then stretch the front arm forward. Remember to keep contact with the navel towards the spine so that you can maintain length in the low back. And then replace the left hand, replace the right leg. Stretch the left leg back, right arm forward and lengthen. And release. So you can stay there, or this time you'll stretch the right leg back, float the heel up to hip height, and then lengthen the left arm forward. So now you're in a balancing pose. That's another beautiful thing that essential oils help with, especially frankincense, balance. Frankincense also helps to support all the cells of the body. So it is really the king of oils, and if you only buy one essential oil, you should buy frankincense. So we'll do that one more time, stretching the right leg back, stretching the left arm forward. And place the hand down, place the knee down. And stretch the left leg back, right arm forward, lengthen. Place the hand down, knee down. Sit back on the heels. All right, so as you're sitting on the heel bones, observe that maybe your knees want to get light. So press the knees down, press the shin bones down, and observe how your spine gets a lift. When you press the shin bones down and you press the knees, the shins, and the top of the feet down, your buttock starts to lift a little bit away from the heels, and you really feel the contraction in the upper thighs, the quads. Then come forward to hands and knees. Widen the knees apart, sit the hips back on the heels, and then stretch the arms forward. Observe that I'm pressing my hands down to keep my forearms lifted away from the mat and releasing the head to the ground. Now keep the hands just where they are. Move the torso forward. Separate the feet as wide as the knees and turn the toes under. Then, keeping the knees bent, just lift the buttock up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting the buttock bones up and keep letting the head move towards the ground. Press the inner hands down well. Lift the lift the forearms and the inner elbows up. Then take the upper thighs back, center thighs back, outer thighs back, and reach into the inner heel bones down. You'll feel as you really press the inner heel bones down, but keep the thighs pressing back, that your low back gets length. Breathe into the length that you're creating in the low back. As you press the inner heel bones, observe that the navel moves up towards the spine, creating a concaveness in the abdomen. Walk the hands back towards the feet. If your hamstrings are tight, it's appropriate here to slightly bend the knees.
so that you can get as much length and extension in the spine as possible. So bend the knees and let the head move towards the floor. Press evenly down in the big toes and the little toes. Press evenly down through both sides of the heel. Lift the inner arches up. Then walk the hands back out, slowly coming to your downward facing dog. Keep lifting the buttock bones, keep taking the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the upper thighs back, inner heel bones down. Good, come to your hands and knees. Step the right foot forward. Right foot forward, and here's where you could use your bricks. You're going to place your hands on either side of the legs, the bricks on either side of the leg, and then your hands on the bricks. Now observe that I'm keeping my torso, keeping my abdomen on my right thigh. I'm going to keep my upper right ribs on my thigh, and press my hands down and pull the collarbones forward. Now really push the right heel bone down so that you can take the right buttock down towards the floor. Press the right heel bone down, and as you really push the right heel bone down, you're going to feel your right frontal hip bone moving back, and your pelvis is actually changing orientation. Your pelvis is if you were to think of there being a wheel on the pelvis is moving back like this. The bottom part of the pelvis is tipping forward. The top bowl of the pelvis is moving back. So it's tipping like this, like that, okay? And this feels so good on your low back because you're getting a stretch in the low back. By pressing the inner heel bone down of your right leg, you're activating the abdomen, the deep pelvic floor muscles as well. Good. And then stepping back to knees, bring the left foot forward. So you want your left leg to be a 90-degree angle, and then keep the abdomen on the thigh. So really let the abdomen set on the thigh. So that way your leg is really carrying the weight of your torso. And then hands are on the bricks, bear weight in the hands. Press the inner heel bone down, inner left heel bone down, and observe how your inner left arch lifts up as you do that. As you press the heel bone down, your left frontal hip point moves back towards your lower back. Your abdomen lifts up towards the spine, and your back gets length. Good. And bring it back. Okay. So, I'm getting a message on my phone. All right, so I'm just going to give you one more pose that we absolutely love that I absolutely love when I'm dealing with low back pain, and then we'll be done. I actually did post another video on Facebook, so if you're following me on Facebook, I posted a longer video about low back pain, but I just wanted to do a very short snippet of things that you can do to help your low back. So observe that we did downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We did a lunge where we had our front foot forward and our torso on the thigh. And now we're going to do Supta Padangusthasana 1 and 2. This is like key pose to do when you're suffering with low back pain. So for this pose, you're going to need your strap. Open the strap and have it to the side. Bend your knees and move your hips towards your heels, and then help yourself to slowly lie back. Careful of your mic pack. Apologize if my hair's been hitting the mic. Help yourself to slide back, and then bring your right knee into the chest. So you'll bring your right knee into the chest and hug the shin bone down. Do this for a few breaths so that you can allow your body to respond to the pose. And then lengthen your right heel bone away from the body. Lengthen it. Even when your leg gets straight, keep lengthening the leg. Observe that I'm trying to lengthen the leg so that I can get the back of my left leg to the floor. Then I'll bend that leg and I'll bring it in. We're going to switch sides. So now the right leg is going to lengthen. I'm holding the left knee in. I'm holding it down. I'm keeping this really tightly and close to my left ribs. I want this leg to stay in contact with my abdomen, with my rib cage. And then I continue to lengthen the right leg. Good. Bend the right knee, bring it back, left foot to the floor. Now, I put the right strap on my right heel bone. I put the strap on my right heel bone, and I stretch my arms as close to my foot as I can. See how I'm keeping my arms straight. I'm going to hold on to the strap, keeping the arms straight, and then I'm going to pull my outer shoulders toward the floor. Arms stay straight. Then I'm going to press my right thigh away from my body so that the back of my knee opens. I'm really concentrating on opening the outer side of my knee as well as the back of my knee. Then I'm going to lengthen my left leg along the floor. Press out through the left heel bone. Press up through the right heel bone. Now, normally I'd be here for a few breaths. I would probably do this 3 times. And then I'm going to place my left hand on my left thigh, and I'm going to open my right leg out to the right. Now, I'm focusing on keeping the left shoulder, the left hip, the left side waist down. So opening out to take my foot to the floor is not what I'm trying to do. As a matter of fact, I'm actually trying to lengthen my right leg towards the camera. Lengthening my right leg towards the camera. With my right hand, I'm actually rotating my right thigh. I'm actually rotating my right shoulder out so that it's helping my right leg to lift up towards my right shoulder. And then back to center. Bend the knee and replace the leg, and then just feel the difference. Feel your low back. Okay, I have a wall here, so I'm going to turn around so that I can have my leg out to the side. All right, so once again, I'm going to put the strap on my left heel, and I'm going to send the leg up to the sky. I'm going to stretch the back of my left leg up towards the ceiling, pressing my left upper thigh away from my body. And then I'm lengthening my right leg away. Lengthen the right leg away. Arms are as straight as I can make them, drawing the outer shoulders toward the floor so my chest lifts up. Chest lifts up. And as I work my legs, my abdomen recedes towards my spine and my low back gets length. So my focus here is to work my legs as much as I can so that my back can receive the support. Now, I'm going to hold the strap in one hand. Right hand is going to hold my right thigh down. I'm continuing to send my right inner heel bone towards the Christmas tree. And I open my leg out to the side. Again, I'm thinking lengthen my toes toward the camera. Keep pressing my right heel towards the Christmas tree, right elbow back to center. Release the strap and observe the legs. Good. So if you're, excuse me about that, if you're dealing with low back pain because you have a cervical disc issue or because you've had an injury, it's really important that you see a physician, that you make sure that you are getting the proper care. Once you've been approved for yoga, for physical therapy, then these are some of the simplest, most accessible poses that you can do to really help your low back. Now say you are at work and you can't get on the floor and help your low back. I'm going to give you one, or maybe I'll give you two poses that you can really use a wall for to help. Okay, so one of those is just doing Tadasana at the wall. So standing with your heel bones at the wall, hands to the hips, bend the knees slightly, let the buttock touch the wall, and now you're going to push the heel bones down, letting the buttock drag on the wall. So the wall is pulling the buttock flesh down. Press the upper thighs back towards the wall. Press the inner heel bones down and stand all the way up. So just by doing this, you're getting length in the low back. Try it. Okay, so now here's another thing that you can do. If you don't have, well, you will probably have a chair in your office. So this is a yoga chair, but you probably have any kind of chair that you can use in your office. And so one thing that you can do is you can take a strap like this. You're going to put a loop in the strap. Okay. And then you're going to put the strap, I made the loop too small. So make a very big loop at first. And I'm going to start with my right leg. So I'm going to put the strap, my upper right thigh, but I'm going to stand on the strap with my left foot. So upper right thigh, stand on the strap with my left foot, and then I'm going to tighten the strap. Okay? Then I'm going to lift my leg to the back of the chair, and I let it set here. Now, if you have a chair and it's kind of wobbly, or if you have like balance issues or whatever, what you can do is put the chair against the wall. But I want you to be able to see my thigh, so I've turned sideways. So I have to be more careful here because this is a folding chair, and I don't want it to tip away from me. So what I'm doing is I'm letting just my heel rest on the back of the chair. The strap is really pulling down on my upper thigh. So observe that this is really just like the pose that we've done before. So we're pressing down upper thigh, and then you can even lift the arms up, working the leg that you're standing on, pressing the upper thigh bone back and inner heel bone down, and lifting the upper back ribs away from the waistline. So that's one thing that you can do, and then you will just do the other side. So I hope that was helpful for you. I'm just going to quickly do the other side because I don't want to be lopsided. So putting this on this leg, standing on the strap, then I'm going to lift my leg. So one thing you can do is just lift it to the chair at first, making sure that the strap is at the right place on the thigh, and then taking the heel to the back of the chair. So now you can see the leg that I'm standing on is closest to you. What will tend to happen is that you'll have a bend in the back knee. You don't want to do that. So the upper thigh bone needs to move back until the thigh bone is in line with the shin. then then you can stand straight up, you can lift the arms, you can grab opposite elbows, you can lift the upper back ribs away from the waistline, and the whole time the strap is helping to pull down on this upper thigh and keep your hips level. Okay, so those are some of my techniques for improving low back pain. In addition to that, I will be using some of those beautiful oils that I shared with you previously. So if you're interested in having more classes with me, if you would like to learn more about how you can use essential oils or yoga to help you with any of your chronic pain issues, please message me. I would love to help you in any way that I can. All right, have a great day. Bye.